Hey guys, hope you are all having a great day today. First and foremost, we had Adam Aron come out and make a public statement today through Twitter. He thanked all people who voted on the shareholder meeting yesterday. He announced that all resolutions were approved, and once again discussed how AMC decided to rescind the request to authorize more shares. He also brought up some interesting things, and even used the term FUD. He said that there is a lot of misinformation being spread on the internet regarding the shareholder meeting being closed doors or secret. The shareholder was open and all present were invited to speak on ballot issues and ask questions. He also extended another invitation to individual shareholders of AMC to go pose questions during their upcoming quarterly earnings webcast. The quarterly earnings are one of my most anticipated catalysts coming soon, as I have a feeling the numbers in comparison to last year are going to see a major improvement, which will effectively put out a lot of the FUD that is driven daily by the media. Remember that what they do is intended to get you to sell in order for them and their pals to keep on buying. 2 days ago, I released a video showing the vast number of buy-ins happening from Wall Street and other worldwide institutions into GME and AMC. Everyone appears to be incredibly interested in buying shares from companies that the media loves to antagonize and mock retail for doing so. Goes to show that nothing is really an accident, but rather working in perfect harmony. All elements of the financial world are slowly falling into place, so be sure to save your spot and get your tickets to the moon, because when we blast off, nobody will be boarding the rockets as it will be too late. Today's video segment's going to review some things and cover small snippets of developments and updates. We are going to keep it super chill, learn some things and get a proper send-off into the weekend. Remember that I am not a financial advisor and content on these videos are made from different sources of evidence collected to form a basic understanding of what is going on. Drop a like if you find this type of content informational or helpful. With that said, let's not waste any more time and dive right in. A couple days ago, the world of apes stood still as GameStop was announced that it would be joining the S&P midcap 400 index. We talked about this in detail on the 27th when the news came out. We talked about a rush of volume coming in if GME follows the historical patterns of other stocks when they were integrated. However, something I forgot to mention was how GameStop has previously behaved upon bullish news. Every time something major happens, the immediate response from the stock performance is a massive dip. If it reports a bullish set of news, GME is immediately followed by a price dip. It has become so common that it is now regarded as an opportunity to buy. Jokes and memes flood social media about this, because the pattern is so strong as it is ridiculous. The reason why I mention this is because it is something to keep in mind if you are thinking about a good opportunity to buy some GME. I recommend for the news to break out that so that you can quickly take advantage of the presumably upcoming dip and you get some excellent shares at a great discount. It is most definitely something to keep in your mind if you are looking to trade some GME. We know the buy transactions have to happen before August 4th, so keep that in mind if you are planning on throwing some cash for some moon tendies. It seems that the United States government has now slowly started to grow an interest in cracking down on some of the most notable issues happening within the markets. Congress intends to advance a bill late on Thursday that would impose greater oversight from regulators. One of the main targets of the bill is to direct the SEC to study restricting payment for order flow, whereby brokers route orders to wholesale market makers in return for a fee. We know and have discussed in thorough detail the effects of payment for order flow and how it is heavily used to route orders to dark pools in order to create naked shares. As such, many investors have been fleeing brokers such as Robinhood, Webull and many others. I strongly believe the mass exodus from these brokers have strengthened and will continue to empower a lot of the consolidation from the stocks, as well as elevating the price floor over time. I have always said that an educated trader is the worst nightmare hedge funds and any vicious member of the market can contend with. People that know what they are doing are not easily susceptible to the manipulation driven to create fear and uncertainty. Still, a bill that aims to enforce the SEC to study and possibly restrict future payment for order flow in the markets is literally a huge win for every single shareholder in the market, not only GME and AMC. There is yet another bill that apparently directs the SEC to require investors to disclose their positions monthly instead of quarterly, and to include certain derivatives and short bets that stocks will fall. You might be wondering, and how is Wall Street going to respond to such changes? Well, as you might imagine, industry insiders are saying Wall Street did not take a liking to such a bill and intends on fighting it. The parasites of the world do not like the fact that a bill might force studies that will easily reveal that the nature of the game involves malicious illegal activity, and as such will move heaven on earth in order to fight against transparency, coming as a shock to absolutely no one. As I have said before, the fight for the moon will be long and it will get harder as we near the squeeze. Expect all kinds of excuses and appeals in the courts through the process. As always, remain true to what you know, and that is that hedge funds cannot escape the inevitable. Before we continue, I want to take a moment and touch on some aspects going forward. I want to clarify the mission statement for this channel as well as get real on the journey we have all taken. This channel's birthright is to gather as much content possible in order to provide you guys with the tools and information needed to make educated decisions. This channel will not stop providing daily content in the form of updates as it has been doing so since its inception. I find it a bit hard sometimes to find proper content to talk with you guys, and not every video will be a big due diligence drop like the video released yesterday. Videos will provide content I find important to relegate to you from AMC or GameStop directly, or from the market overall. I want to be transparent, and inform you guys that one of my biggest fears is the uncertainty of this channel's future. Once we squeeze, I don't know exactly what will become of Simulate and Trade. I do plan on making content as I once mentioned regarding overall economic topics. Things like can the world exist without banks and what would that look like? Hypothetical and theoretical content is on my mind as a very tentative option, but I do not know how my own subscriber base will react to it, or if it will even bring new people in. This channel's automated voice puts a vast majority of people off, and when venturing into new horizons, the chances for continued growth start decreasing. However, that will not stop me from trying. I also have invested big time into upgrading and building a new computer. The reason for that is that I want to start making 3D animations and perhaps short and quick movie cutscenes, with stories I will create from a universe in which apes and monkeys fight. That is something I am very interested in doing, and will give it my all. I hope to find a modicum of success there, and perhaps this channel will transition into that post-squeeze. It all depends on the success I find trying new things. However, once again let me announce that Simulate and Trade will continue to release 6 videos a week. I have quit my job to trade and make these videos for you guys. Even with a decrease in viewership as I expect to come during the time in between AMC and GME surge prices, you will find continued support in the form of updates. I said I am here to the end, and I mean that. I will, like I said, make attempts to find engagement in other forms of videos, such as in topics in economic theory, or overall market explanations and analysis on worldwide events that are of importance. I will also start making 3D animation for fun to see if I find some engagement there. However, these videos will most likely release every couple of weeks on Saturdays or maybe on Sundays. What I want you to take away from this video is that I will be here each and every single day providing you key updates. I expect my channel viewership to go down in the coming months as AMC and GME topics take a small decrease in search, but you can always count on Simulate and Trade to be here for you. I do hope that at least my videos keep retaining at bare minimum a viewership of 25,000, which is not a lot, but it keeps my channel alive. I mention all these things because they are of great concern for me, and I want to be as transparent with you guys as possible. You guys have changed my life, and now that I have decided to do this almost as a job, my future is a bit on the balance. A bit of worry clouds my mind as to what destiny has for me, but one thing is clear. I believe in the squeeze and I will not regret taking this huge risk. Thank you all so much for being here with me today and every day. People from all over the world show up on a daily basis and say such positive things and support, and I cannot express the deep gratitude I feel for each and every single one of you mad lads. Thank you for being here. I hope to be able to maintain a healthy continued viewership and growth. Feel free to comment on this and let me know what you think. I really want to know what you guys think. Now that the mission statement has been shared, let's wrap up with some data and recap for today. We did it, boys, or rather, the Fed did it. Today the Fed engaged in reverse repo operations resulting in over $1 trillion in a single day. We had over $1.039 trillion reverse repo operations today. Inflation and overall market chaos continue to ensue and grow, and I am loving the chaotic nature of it all. Dark pool transactions for AMC accounted for 65% of the total volume, while GameStop's dark pool transactions account for 38% of the total volume today. According to Fidelity's data, AMC's buy order flow was twice as big as the sell order flow, with GameStop having nearly 7 times the amount of buy orders than sell orders. Let us now wrap up the video with some technical analysis. AMC had a bearish performance overall. Though I find a lot of satisfaction in the fact that we ended above $35, we did not manage to close above $40, which would have been amazing. The stock had a relatively bearish performance pre-market, with a slight decline for most of those early trading hours. The stock then experienced a bounce up immediately upon market opening. The stock ran multiple times to the upper band of the VWAP, reaching 39.20. The stock then proceeded to retrace, and upon signs that it found strength, it was immediately attacked by the influx of bearish candles. AMC proceeded to enter a bearish wedge, eventually finding a floor at 36.80. It then moved up, but the momentum was defeated and it closed at 37.02, well below the VWAP. To say we are undersold is an understatement, but the fact that we are still trading in the high 30s is a testament at how incredibly difficult hedge funds are finding it to dip the price. On this upcoming Sunday video, I will talk about where I personally think is most probable that will move this week, so stay tuned for that. GameStop, on the other hand, started trading bearishly for half of the day. The stock was in a continued bearish wedge that brought it down from 167 to 158.87 around midday. GME had a bounce then and reached 161. The stock then entered a small descending triangle before breaking resistance towards the end of the pattern and right at market closing. GME closed at 161.12, well below the VWAP. With all the positive news and catalysts that GME is having, it makes total sense why hedge funds and friends are all working diligently to beat the price as low as they possibly can. They cannot under any circumstances let GME have any possibility of getting out of control and possibly running. Something like this would present a nightmare scenario for everyone, as they could start getting margin called, and once enough small hedge funds start falling, a domino chain event could take place where everyone starts going under and Lambos start getting bought. Stay bullish. Buy this dip next week if you can and stay positive. With that, please let me know if you liked the video. It was relatively short and to the point. Thank you all so much for being here. This continued support is amazing. I am glad I had a chance to really open up to you guys, so be sure to let me know your thoughts. I feel so much better have said all of that to you guys and being able to open up about the channel worries and future. Big shout out to all my Patreons and one-time donators. Due to me being a full-time updater on GME and AMC, you guys are quite literally carrying me to an extent. Thank you all so much for the donations you guys make or the pledge. It really is what is keeping Simulate and Trade alive. My wife's boyfriend does not help out a lot, and you guys are the ones really carrying everything. Links are in the description if anyone wants to help the channel. As always, have a great weekend. I hope to see you guys Sunday, so have an amazing and glorious rest of your day. To the moon.